next match. And we've got our number 4 seed, Tyler Tytgat from Edmonton here. Boy, so many great things to say about this young bowler.
Former champion of
former
2 years ago.
Well, he was still in YBC, no less, right? I mean, that's tough to do. Started bowling in these things at a young age, so he's comfortable with the situation of bowling all these great people. Scott Wiseman, proprietor here earlier today, was talking about the COVID and how the championships for a lot of the bowling levels have been shut down, which includes Tyler's last year and being able to do things. And he said it's really too bad because Tyler's probably the best YBC bowler of all time. And you know what? I'm not sure I disagree with that.
Yeah, I probably have to agree too.
Yeah, that's how good this kid is. But on the other hand, he's bowling a upstart bowler and Dwayne Gelardi.
Yeah.
And we saw how tough he was in the first match. You know, the sports background, his solid mind. So should be another good match.
Yeah, Dwayne is definitely he's an intense individual, but he was very calm and focused, and he did a good job of not getting too overexcited and whatnot. So
yeah,
should be a good match.
Should be. Seeds win the first 3 matches. Are we 4 for 4 here, or what do you think?
I think we're 4 for 4. Interesting though, Tyler now, he's the first one of the high seed to opt to go first. So he wants to be the finishing shot. So Tyler will bowl 1 frame, Dwayne will bowl 2. Everybody alternate 2 frames each after that until the very end.
Like I said in our pre-match chat there, Tyler is on the trophy. He won the tournament 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He beat Dexter Wiseman in the final. Tyler, up until today, Tyler was our all-time skins leader, but Dexter's now passed him.
There's another, obviously, the 2 Tytgat boys, Bradley and Tyler. These are 2 kids that have worked their game and bowled and bowled and bowled. And I don't know if you want to emulate Tyler's style, but it's almost perfect. Yeah. His balance, his coordination, knee bend, getting the ball out on the lane, everything's good.
Clean up.
The only thing is 5-pin bowling is the head pin factor, right?
Yeah.
That brings everybody down to an even keel. And I mean, we've had great bowlers before, like Bruce Mortars and Gino Zebarths, who never miss what they're aiming at, right? And the only thing that holds them back from winning all the time is head pins, right? And I sort of feel the same way about Tyler. Sometimes he gets a little cautious and doesn't throw the ball with enough little bit of zoom on it, but definitely a nice style to emulate.
Okay, Dwayne gets a strike.
Big start for Dwayne. You know, he took down Tyler's brother Bradley in the first match, and it was a solid, good match there. And Dwayne's no slouch.
Blair Tuck's our stats guy, so we were curious of. Obviously we've seen some good scores today. So the bowlers are averaging 278.9
already
as a whole right now. Right. So that's really high. That's really good.
And probably well over 300 for
the winners.
The winners of their matches.
Dwayne definitely the player that probably takes the longest on his approach and the lanes. He wants to make sure that he's really ready to go before he executes.
Left side that time.
He was talking to it. He thought it might have a chance.
I was going to say, well, Dwayne hasn't played YBC, but Tyler's probably played against Dwayne's brother, Sam.
Yeah.
I would think with these 2 in the last few years, I'm sure have ran into each other at some point.
Yeah.
Sure, if they've had any head-to-head or not.
So there's a spare there for Dwayne, so Tyler will need a strike in order to even things up in the match.
Strike spare, not a bad start though.
That's a nice shirt that he's got though too. Right? Again, talking personality, and everybody can design their own shirts.
And
some guys like the flashy, and some guys want it simple and basic. Ooh, good squeeze.
Good squeeze on that. Good roll. You saw his arm swing was a little more aggressive on that one, right? And he doesn't. Again, he's got such a great roll on the ball. He doesn't have to really crush it, but he does need to finish a shot.
So Tyler is actually the Regina Classic. Ooh, just missed.
Not something that I would expect him to do.
Characteristic.
And very uncharacteristic.
Tyler's the Regina Classic champion.
It's hard to believe at 19 years old that you're playing against all these great bowlers from across Canada and playing in the adult leagues and everything, and you're just not intimidated, right? You've already been there, you've already done that.
If anything, it's on the other side. People are now intimidated by him.
And his brother, both boys.
You'd mentioned it in the intro, but an outstanding YBC career. I think there's every single YBC national championships in the last 10 years.
You've just dominated.
Well, he needs to get things going here now. Strike would go a long way. That's
There we
better.
go.
There we go.
There was some.
Yeah,
There was
he's on
some
the board.
there.
Okay, Dwayne needs a strike here to carry over the frame. Again, we're doing frame by frame and $100 per frame. Next round, bumper up. Oh, Tyler actually, since he's finished 4th, he would get a bonus because the first top 4 seeds got a buy.
Top 4 seeds all got a buys, and
So
got
$250 bonus.
That was a great shot.
Hey, answers.
Now, Coach Lynn down there, what do you think of Dwayne's style? Has his left arm doesn't really move outside of his body. It sort of stays tucked in a little bit.
Yeah, you know what? There's so many different ways to throw the ball that I'd mentioned earlier. I think big thing is you want to throw the ball what's natural to you, and then you want to work off that. Right? You want to change little things, but you want to throw the ball naturally. Not everybody's going to stand up and be a 3-stepper with a deep knee bend, or not everybody's going to creep up to the line. Or so you got to find what it is that you do, and then just refine that. And he's definitely done that. Right?
And obviously balance is not a concern based on his style, because
Based on
typically you would use your arm for balance, right?
Right, and not only that, he is over top of his because he bends at the waist. He's over top of his shot a lot more than people are. A lot more people are
Oh,
more
he
behind
wanted
their
that
shot.
one. We were going to see a fist pump on that one coming, weren't we?
You got a kickback there too.
Okay, so a
Did he
12
get the
count.
deuce?
Yeah, you
Oh,
got
he
the
did?
kickback there. Let's see the replay on that one.
It's interesting sometimes how a pin does kick back, or you get the extra breaks. We've seen a few of those.
It doesn't happen here a lot. It's just a matter of a weird
And
bounce.
2 of the 3 bounces that I've seen have been by the guys that throw the ball a little bit slower, right?
So it doesn't drive into the back mat.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
Kind of bounces around. You might land on a piece of wood or something and bounce up.
that's a nice start there. 30, 60, 90, right? You're well on your way. Okay, so Tyler now needs a strike in this frame to win those 2 frames and even up the match. Big ball coming up here for Tyler Tytgat. He likes it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great shot.
Great shot.
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
2
very-
frames.
Yeah,
I
2-2.
really noticed.
That was a good
his
ball.
ball speed pick up from
Yeah.
from his very first frame, right?
A
It's
bit more
just,
aggressive then, right?
More aggressive.
Yeah.
Well, you're up there. You just want to.
Yeah, first one you
You don't
kinda
want to rip out a
yeah.
deuce or something.
Yeah.
Well, everybody that knows me in the bowling world knows I love aggression. I think aggression is you're after it, you want it, you're out there. You hold back a little bit, you're a little tentative, you're trying to be perfect, maybe a little bit of afraid. Be aggressive. Take that chance. If you're going to miss it being aggressive.
That was interesting. It could have went anyway. I thought it was a good shot, but it looked like it came in high at the last second.
Yeah. Well, it's still good though. He wins the 2 frames, so now you're back to even. So you're sort of working it up even playing field again.
And caught up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and caught up in Pinfall.
Yeah,
Right.
you picked that one dead center.
Yeah, you picked the spare, so on the corner pin, or you missed the first one, so it's good to get the second one now.
Okay, Dwayne can take a 3-2 lead here with the strike.
A bit of a back and forth match early. That's
Yeah.
good.
Taking their time though, right? Going through their pre-shot routine, and like you said, everybody's got something a little bit different in what their, their mental thoughts are, or what they're going through, and
I think one thing people can notice too is watch these guys. They have the same routine over and over
Yes.
and over. It's all about repetition and consistency.
Yeah, so whatever it is that they're doing, do it well, or continue.
That's a great
A
shot.
great shot again by
And the
Dwayne.
guys that are playing
Oh.
well are continuing that focus and consistency. You have some guys where they miss a shot and they get up there and throw it quick. The guys that are playing well are staying with it and not letting it get to them.
Well, muscle memory is so big in this game. It's like golf. Golf is a big muscle memory game.
It's interesting we see Dwayne now waiting for his first ball, that same ball. And a lot of guys there too, they typically tend to go towards one ball, whether that's the markings or something that might be on the ball. They want to shoot more frequently. And some other guys, it doesn't matter. They have two balls and they'll rotate back and forth.
A little bit of that superstition, right? It's that,
Sure.
that baseball player coming out of the dugout and he's got to step on the line.
Yeah.
It's just something to help
Sure.
reinforce the positive thought.
Have to step over the line.
Or on it.
I've personally got two sets of bowling balls. My one set, I always throw one ball. The other set, it doesn't matter which one I throw.
Looks good. Oh, I thought he was good.
Yeah, it looked a little bit. You could sort of see right at the finish. But again, great start. 120 and 4 with a strike in 5. Cleans this up. First bear, you're sitting at 150 and 5. Yeah.
From our vantage point here, I can't see the foul line, so I can't see where the ball's down. But I got a feeling he might have just laid that ball down a bit. That's why it didn't get to its. That's why it didn't get to its target
Pushes?
spot.
No.
No, didn't quite carry.
I thought he had that one.
I thought it was in a good
Yeah,
location.
it's almost a leaner. I was wondering if we might have had to call in a judge a play on that one. But
It's funny because you throw that shot on the first ball and get a corner, you're okay with it. But when you're going for the spare, it kind of ticks you off a little bit. He's got to get 15, keep his pinfall up.
Force him to mark. Nope, didn't get it.
so a 13 count in the 6th frame
Bit of
for
a break
Dwayne.
for Tyler.
Yeah. So Tyler can 15 spare strike, and they're all back to even again, 3-3 in the match, and pinfall too, right?
Yeah, it'll be really close.
Opens the door a little bit there.
Okay, we'll see what kind of ball speed he displays here.
He's left.
He's left. I thought his ball speed was relatively the same. I thought his feet might have been a little bit slow. So you kind of jam your arm and bring it across your body. Just a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah, we're not talking a lot. We're just very little bit.
This is Tyler's third consecutive year.
Okay,
in,
so
on our
Tyler
television.
now needs the
and
3
you know
pin.
what? It's not going to be his last by any means.
But he needs the 3 pin here, at least to count.
Yeah, this is
To
where
carry over.
Dwayne didn't pick up his wood on the last one, right?
He's got one of them.
Oh, he wins the frame. That was a close one.
That's where you're holding your breath.
Yeah,
3 pin just shoots
that's
out
that
of
cherry, right? We talked about, you don't want to cherry that
So
3
they're-
pin out.
They're 3 frames apiece, and
Yeah.
Tyler's down 23 pins in pinfall.
It's a 4-frame game, ladies and gentlemen.
So,
Yeah.
Mark, you were mentioning earlier about the people that qualified for this. Did you say there was 7 new bowlers that qualified for this year?
Yeah, we have 5 repeat bowlers and 7 brand new guys that have never been on.
There's a bomb by Tyler.
Steve was on TSN in the past, but
Right.
none of the other guys have ever been on under the lights kind of thing and with the cameras. And
That just shows you how hard it is to repeat and be there time after time, right? It's how many bowlers are out bowling these tournaments. You get 250 bowlers qualifying to try to make these tournaments, right? To have 7 new guys, that's impressive.
It's like golf, like you said. It's nobody wins all the time.
Yeah,
It
it's-
changes,
yeah.
and very similar sports.
So Dwayne needs a strike here in order to carry over the 7th frame.
It's good.
Got it.
Wow, that's a
Good
smooth,
job.
that's a
Yeah,
smooth
good
shot.
ball. Yeah, you
I'm
knew it
really
too, running it out
impressed,
a little
I'm
bit.
really impressed with him. His demeanor, nothing seems to rattle him.
Yeah.
Right? Goes up and does his own thing.
And I probably can say in the past I've seen him maybe at times get a little too much aggression and too much intensity, and it kind of kills your energy. And it's good at them in the moment, but
Well, you gotta do what's natural for yourself, right? You
But
can't.
they're so fun to watch.
Yeah.
You know, again, Dwayne and Sam and his brother, they put in and they get out there and play. They are just having an absolute blast playing in this. And even talking to Dwayne, he's just so appreciative of the opportunity to come and play the sport and meet a lot of great people across the country. And a lot of people even in Winnipeg that he knows and respects. So
You know what, Daryl, you made such a good point there. You said the word fun. I mean, this is the highest level of competition.
Oh, gets a
You know,
kickback
our
for 7.
Canadian championships and the Masters and the Open as well. And
Yeah.
the bowlers get together and they have such a good time together. Maybe sometimes a little bit too.
Yeah, absolutely, a little
But you
bit
know
too
what?
much
The
fun.
camaraderie in this game, this
Yeah.
sport, and what goes on is absolutely amazing.
I find that the game has taken a shift in the last, handful, 10 years. Maybe the tour has a lot to do with that, but everybody's friends. Everybody's supportive of each other.
Oh yeah.
Sure, there's a bunch of money on the line, but there's not a lot of negativity and animosity out there.
No.
Everybody's supportive, and you don't want to see a guy play well.
I think the tour kind of brought everybody together. Like back in the day, 20 years ago, 15 years ago, it wasn't like that. It was me against you, and it was basically based on where you live. We were against everybody else, right? It's not like that anymore.
Tough frame there for
Well,
Dwayne now. He's
I agree
10
with that
count.
to an extent, and I was a part of the 20 year ago, right? And we had a lot of good times, and we carried over a lot of friendships, like Darryl was saying, all across Canada. When you can go into any city in Canada and phone somebody up and say, hey, you want to go for a drink or have dinner?
You need a place to stay or something.
Yeah, that's right, right?
So
That's,
Tyler needs more
that's
than
great.
a 10 count in order to win 2 frames here and take command and control of this match. There,
That's auto-
there
that's
it is.
automatic.
Oh, and a little bit of
that's,
fire from him too.
That's
He
really
wanted that one. That was
really
a big
rare
shot.
emotion. When do you see emotion like that from
you
Tyler?
don't. That was.
No, that was a strike
Yeah.
right out of his hand.
That was to win the match.
Well, it's 5-3. There's still
5-3,
pinfall,
sorry.
right?
I thought it was 6.
But we got tangle. First tangle on the day on tangle 14. Wow.
So, Darryl, does a tangle unnerve you? You're standing there, you want to go, you're ready to go, and you got a distraction down at the other end of the lane. Are you chomping at the bit, saying, "Come on, get this! I want to go."
You are a little bit, but I mean, you can see the timeline it took for him to fix the tangle. It was all of 12 seconds,
Right.
so it doesn't throw you off. All you do, you press the reset button, and you're good to go again. These guys are at the top of their game. That something like that's not going to throw them off.
I think if it's quick like that, it actually helps you because it gives you time just to take a deep breath. Or maybe not. I'm totally wrong.
All right, so we're 5-3 in the match. This game could still come down to pinfall, right?
Pinfall's just
You know?
pinfall's just about dead even.
So Dwayne's going to get 2 frames to finish up here.
And he can put the pressure on.
You can put huge pressure on. Dwayne's got
Tyler's up 2 on pinfall, but
Yeah.
could lose this frame.
but he's a frame ahead though too, right?
Yeah, it's imperative he gets
Dwayne
15.
can go, a 90 count.
You think he was a little nervous there?
I don't know.
Okay, so Dwayne can higher than a 12 count in frame 9,
All right.
and they're even Steven. 5-3. This is
Tyler has a bit of an advantage because he can tie the 10th and still win.
great point, Mark. Great point. Just looking for the first strike in 9 for sure.
If he bangs out, then Tyler has to bang out.
Got it.
Great shot
Yeah,
again.
big shot there for him heading into the 10th frame.
Yeah, that helps him with
You know that?
If you take a quick peek at the scoreboard, he's struck all 5 times on that lane.
On the lane
On the
14.
right lane.
There you go.
Hey, it's better now.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are big setup frames, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
The 8th, the 9th, the 9th especially, right? You always want to be working on a mark going into 10.
So 3 strikes here puts a ton of pressure on Tyler because there's no way he can win the match.
So score.
Yeah, the
So
score.
he's got
I
to
mean,
tie.
so
Yeah, 3 strikes. He'll have to 3 to tie.
3 strikes would end it because it'd be 5 apiece, and Dwayne would have the tiebreaker.
Well,
Tyler
they'd
can-
split 10.
Tyler
though.
can
Oh, then
tie.
it's split 10 if he strikes out.
Ah, tough break.
Oh, you don't want that pin to go down.
You know what? That's a huge comment. We're gonna chat with him about. Was there something different about lane 13 to lane 14?
But if he cleans this up, Tyler's still got to get a mark.
Well, yes.
Or 50. Yeah, mark it. Or tie, I guess.
Yeah, Ian, and these bowlers know exactly what they're going to need to get. They've been in enough high pressure and situations at the end that they can start calculating and know exactly what they need.
He definitely needs all of these.
22, 24, 239 max. And Tyler can go spare strike to go 5-5 and win by 1.
Tyler's got 5.
No, Tyler's got the 5. Hi, God, boy, I'm all.
Tyler will win the frame.
He'll win the frame, yeah,
Yeah.
which would be enough, yeah.
You still have to execute. You still have to throw the shot. You need a strike. opens a bit more for Tyler.
237, yeah,
Now
it
he needs a
opens it up a
15
lot.
count.
Well, because now, yeah, he only needs 15 to win it.
He needs a
to win it.
15 count to win. So
That's tough because you clean it up and he punches on the first shot. He needs them all.
Yeah, you don't want to be punching here.
I hope you didn't just do something to him.
Went to the other side there.
Yeah, Lynn almost got a right hook to his chops.
Okay, that'll get Tyler the frame and the win.
There
6-4.
he goes.
And the 4th seed wins. Top 4 seeds
Top
in.
4 seeds.
A little
all
bit
won
of
the
a
match,
harder
okay?
working match though on that one. They had to both work hard for that one. Oh,
A good try, Tyler.
nice double bouncer.
That was better. It's funny, it's a better shot, but
Yeah.
wrong location.
better shot.
Okay, good match.
Yeah.
245 to 237 for the score, but more importantly, 6 frames to 4. So Tyler Tytgat is our winner, and he will advance, and he will be playing Dexter. So our top 4 seeds advance.
Okay, we just had our final quarter-final match, and our winner was Tyler Tytgat with a 245. He's our number 4 seed, and he beat Dwayne Gelardi 237. The frames were 6-4.
Yeah, the match was very close. A couple of head pins late in the game kept the scores down a bit, but kept the frames close. And again, drama right through to the end. It was exciting to watch, and I think for the first time ever, we've got our all 4 of our top seeds advancing into the final 4.
Yeah, that's correct.
So,
First top 4 seeds.
I guess that's the way it's supposed to be if it's written up in the script, right?
Yeah, technically, yeah.
Yeah. So who have we got going this time?
Okay, we have in our first semifinal, we have our number 2 seed, Jordan Shoes, from Surrey, BC. Sorry, I said Langley earlier. And we have our number 3 seed, Greg DeGrazia from Thunder Bay, Ontario.
Right, both experienced bowlers, both great bowlers, and both have won here already, so they're used to the conditions. And yeah, I don't know. Any thoughts on who might win? What leaning one way or another?
I don't know. Like both guys, Jordan had a 320, I believe, and Greg
Yeah.
had 301.
Yeah.
Both were throwing well. Both had a run of strikes.
Yeah.
Kind of, in my mind, whoever punches less is probably going to win this one.
I can't agree with you more. Let's see what happens.
Okay, let's take a few moments to acknowledge our sponsors, and thanks for all your support over the year.